Sheep, sheep, don't you know the road?
Yes, Lord, I know the road.
Sheep, sheep, don't you know the road?
Yes, Lord, I know the road.
Don't you know the road by the playing of the song?
Yes, Lord, I know the road.
Don't you know the road by the singing of the song?
Yes, Lord, I know the road.
Don't you know the road by the praying of the prayer?
Yes, Lord, I know the road.
Don't you know the road by the praying of the prayer?
Yes, Lord, I know the road.
Now sheep, sheep, don't you know the road?
Yes, Lord, I know the road.
Sheep, sheep, don't you know the road?
Yes, Lord, I know the road.
Don't you know the road by the marching on home?
Yes, Lord, I know the road.
Don't you know the road by the marching on home?
Yes, Lord, I know the road.
Sheep, 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 don't you know the road?
Yes, Lord, I know the road.
Sheep, sheep, don't you know the road?
Yes, Lord, I know the road.
Don't you know the road by the praying and the prayer?
Yes, Lord, I know the road.
Don't you know the road by the praying and the prayer?
Yes, Lord, I know the road.
Now, young sheep, don't you know the road?
Yes, Lord, I know the road.
Old sheep, don't you know the road?
Yes, Lord, I know the road.
Sheep, sheep, don't you know the road?
Yes, Lord, I know the road.
Sheep, 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 don't you know the road?
Yes, Lord, I know the road.
Messy message. Oh, I love this day so much. It's my favorite day in the church world. I refer to it as a high holy day, Pentecost. So we're having a party, and parties need party hats. So John and Tom and I have some party hats. I don't know if you guys can throw on a little party hat action at your house, but we are celebrating, and these are birthday hats because Pentecost is the day that we think about as the birthday of the church. And the reason that we do is because a whole lot of people who were gathered in the same place got inspired by a preacher's stories about Jesus, and they decided to follow Jesus and do that together so that they could belong to the same thing and do the same things to love God and love each other and love their neighbors. So does that sound like church kids? Who do any of the kids, are the kids in the house? Do we or does anybody think that sort of sounds like the church? Does that sound like what the church does and why we gather for church? Yep. Uh, oh, you guys have party masks on. Awesome. Party masks are the bomb. That's great. Does that sound like church to you? Because I know somebody had a birthday just yesterday, right? Birthday party, Alden. Did you have a birthday yesterday and you had party masks? I'm so happy you brought them to church today. Nice. Well, so let me repeat that for those of you who missed it. Gathered in the same place, even on Zoom, inspired by Jesus to follow Jesus and belong. They all belong to something bigger than themselves when they came together to be together and do the things that Jesus taught us. So I wonder if you guys can tell me a little bit about what it feels like to belong. Anybody have any thoughts on belonging? What does it mean to belong, to be a part of something? How about your family? Belonging to your family or belonging to your school group? Does that feel good, Harriet? Does that feel good? Give me a wave. You don't have to talk, but give me a wave. Does that feel good?
What did you say, Harriet?
Yeah.
How does it feel to belong to your family? Hugs, hugs.
Hugs. Yeah, right. especially during this time when we haven't been able to get hugs from other people. Hugs from family are so important. But how about belonging to Messy Church? How does that feel? Alden, I love your mask. I can't hear you though because mom has to put it.
He's just saying Tyrannosaurus Rex over and over again.
Tyrannosaurus Rex, yeah. So do any grown-ups have any thoughts on what it feels like to belong to the church?
Well, it feels like it's a place where you can share, like you can share your party masks, and if you have T-Rex toys, you can share those with other people. And if you're good at singing, you can share your singing with other people, like we just saw Luke and Stephanie do. I don't share that particular one. Yeah, it's a place to share what we have with other people.
I love that, Tom. And I see Rachel wrote supported, feels supported. You feel like you're a part of something, right? Any other thoughts before we are going to do something really special about belonging, but any other, Jeff, you want to say something about belonging to your church?
Well, I think the fact that I'm able, even with our church, we're able to share with the bylaws with our church, is I'm able to share my religious time with my church in Everett Zion Church Ministries.
Nice.
And
nice.
It's like I have a church family here in Everett and a church family back in my hometown of West Medford.
Nice.
Precisely. Thanks, West Medford.
Yeah. And Sarah tells us on chat that it's a place where you feel welcome. Well, our friend John Sinclair, who you all have been teaching about what it's like to be a pastor. He's been our student minister for the last 6 months. He has decided that he wants to make this his church home. Isn't that exciting? Who wants to say yay to that? That's really exciting, right? So today he's going to officially join the church. And that means that together we're going to make some promises to each other. And we're going to be his church, and he's going to be our person, our member, our part of our story. And that makes me so happy. So I'm going to ask John and you to make some promises. And then when we're finished, I'm going to need kids especially, but everybody to celebrate with us when we're finished with shouts of joy and dances of celebration. All right? All right, so here we go. John is on the screen. Should we leave the hats on? What's the voting for? Oh, Kathleen, thank you for that. I want to just lift up what Kathleen said. We can do more together than we can do alone. Can I get an amen from everybody on that? So what do you think? Hats on or hats off? On. Okay, hats on it is, because this is so apropos to John's spirit. All right, John, I have some questions for you. Then I have some questions for the sanctuary members, and then I have some questions for everybody. Oh, John, is it your wish to make this community your community and these people your people, those with whom you will share your journey of faith?
It is.
Is this a place and a people with whom you will seek to make sense of the issues of your life, your faith, your dreams, of who you are and of who God is calling you to be?
It is.
And is it your wish to make this a place where you listen for the good news of God's love and grace and grow in your relationship with the holy, learn from and act upon the lessons and the way of Jesus, where you are welcomed and nourished at table, and where you are called to a life of ministry and justice in union with all of these people and those to come?
It is.
Amen. So this is a question for John and all of the members and partners of Sanctuary. Members and partners of Sanctuary are expected to support the mission and purpose, to share in the life and work and ministries and programs, contribute to its support and benevolences through commitments of time, talent, and treasure, and to care for its spiritual welfare. So John and Sanctuary UCC members and partners, do you pledge your commitment, your continued spiritual, social, and financial support to Sanctuary? And your response is, I do with God's help.
I do with God's
With
help.
God's help.
God's help.
Amen. Amen. And this is a question for everybody. Will you, who are witnessing these promises and affirmations, share the joys and sorrows of John and do all in your power to support him in his commitment? And if so, please say, we will with God's help.
We will with God's help.
And do you welcome John into the communal life of this partnered or whatever it is that we are, embracing his gifts, embracing his need and his dreams? Do you recognize that his presence and participation will change, literally change the shape of this body and help it to grow in new ways? Will you support him in his journey and assist him in his ministry? And if so, please shout, jump up and down with glee and joy. Yes, yes, yes. Yes,
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 yes, yes.
yes. So in a moment, we will all testify and affirm our faith in the act of celebrating Holy Communion around the table of grace that we have created and built stronger through John's commitment to us here today. But for this moment, will you extend a virtual hand of fellowship and welcome to our sibling into this church with your hands, with your bodies, and with your hollers?